Lydia is sad because she is on her own. What she needs is a table. But Lydia is still sad. Lydia is still sad. What she needs is someone to sit at the table. Hi, I'm Josh.
Hey, I'm Lydia.
Hi, I'm Matt.
He's not Pais Burnley, but we are Pais Burnley.
You may be wondering why we're doing that. So we have a game for you. Josh will explain it.
Yeah, so our theme for today's video is community, and it's your theme this week throughout your school and looking at a psalm which is all about community. So we wanted you to play a game in your classroom, and your class is a community of such. It's your community within your school, and the game is this: as a class, you need to count from 1 to however many people are in your class. If 2 people say the same number at the same time, then you have to start again. So for example, I'd go 1, and then Lydia would go 2. But then if we both said 3 at the same time, then we need to start again and then count up. Does that make sense? Hope you enjoy that. Have a go. Just pause the video now, and yeah, we'll see you in a minute. Good luck.
So guys, we hope you enjoyed the game and you could manage to not talk into each other's words. And yeah, community is very important, and I think with that game you proved that you could be a community, and maybe it was a bit difficult. And now we're gonna do another task for you to, just explain it.
Yeah, so we're all involved in so many different communities, and we might not even realise what a community is in some respects. So we thought what we'd do is we'd challenge you to write the alphabet A to Z, and then think of a community that you're involved in for each letter. You could do that in groups of 3 or 4, whatever your teacher thinks best, but see how many you can get. So for example, for C, our community would be church, or for F, our community might be football. So have a go at that and see how it goes. See if you can get all those letters with a different community. We'll see you in a minute.
Enjoy. Bye.
Bye. I wonder how many you managed to get for that. If somebody won in your class, it'd be great. We'd love to hear it. So if you see us in the corridor, just be like, I won that game.
Yes.
And I hope it almost amazed you at how many communities you're involved with, because we often don't realise what the community is. So, Lydia, do you want to share a definition of community? And then they might even think of more things to go on that alphabet, might they?
That's true. So, according Google, community is the condition of sharing or having certain attitudes and interests in common. Or it's a group of people living the same place or having a particular characteristic in common. That is a nice definition, I think, and I never thought of that definition.
That's really interesting. So that can be like your school, which is just you're all together, so you all live together and you work together. So that can be a community, or your football club, because you all share football in common and you all like football. So that can be a community as well. So I think that's really interesting, isn't it? Because sometimes we can feel quite like we're isolated, that we're not involved in that word community, and it can be quite scary. And we think, we're not involved in that. But actually we are, because we're involved. Even just by watching this video, you're in a community because you're watching it in your class or you're watching it in your school, which both of those are communities, which is absolutely awesome. And the Bible has a lot to say on communities, and that's what we're going to talk about now.
So we found out a great Bible verse about community in Psalm 133. How good and pleasant it is when God's people live together in unity. I think it's quite a nice idea that the people of God are in unity, in community together, and God is so pleasant with that. God is made for relationships, and we as human beings are made for relationships, to be in a community, to be together, to be connected, and not to be alone.
Yeah, and I mean, we see this idea of community throughout the Bible, from the Israelites, who were literally a community of God's people who all lived together in what was the promised land. When they got there, it was a long journey to get there, but God had this heart for his people to be in community in the promised land. And we also see it later on with Jesus and his 12 disciples. And community is clearly so important, and it's important for us.
Yeah.
So has it been important for you in your life, Lydia? Have you seen any times where, oh yeah, actually I wouldn't have got through that if it wasn't for the community I was in?
Actually, yes. I think I couldn't live alone without my community, without my family and my friends. I feel like my comfort zone. When I'm with them, I feel safe, and I think the community makes life so much better, and it makes it unique and special. So I think community is such a big point. It encourages you, it lifts you up, it helps you to grow as well and to not be alone, and that is so important.
Yeah, and I think that's the amazing thing about a church community as well that we're in, isn't it? And I think the church has supported us through so many things in our lives. I think there's so many examples that we could share of just when difficult times have come, bereavement struggles. All of us have had these difficulties, and we're all probably thinking of them right now. But I've found that going to church and having that community where they're like, oh yeah, how are you? Just even how are you? Is been amazing. And I think when we're thinking about community, it's really important that we know what makes a good community. So if you take a few minutes, again, just in your groups, just having a think, what makes a good community? What makes a healthy community? What makes a community that sticks together? And have a few of that, and then we'll share some of our ideas in a minute. Go for it. So during our little brainstorm, we came up with a few. So we came up with encouraging, loving, and caring. I know some others weren't there as well.
Yes, we had as well loving, being patient with each other. The community wants the best for you, so giving, for example, tips to grow. And yeah, in general, community is caring and supportive.
And I think one of the big words, like a key word if you want to say about community, is unity.
Yes.
That from a community is basically just a bunch of people who are united behind something or some purpose or for some reason. Mm-hmm. And we see that in your school, you're all united in the fact that you're there to learn, and whether you enjoy it as much or don't enjoy it as much, you're all united because you're there to learn, and you're there to learn lots of different things. And so within that community and within your school community, we want to encourage you to make it the best place it possibly can by helping it to be nice and united. And that means, as Christians, there's so many values that Jesus teaches us about how to live in unity, isn't there? So there's love, there's forgiveness, there's kindness, there's being caring. And a lot of the ones that you wrote down on your sheets of paper would be throughout the Bible. And I mean, I think if we were going to go to the key verse, it would be love your neighbour as you love yourself. That's what makes a successful community. And we want that for your school, we want it for your classroom, we want it for wherever you are. So we want to encourage you to do that, just to love your neighbour as you love yourself. And yeah, we hope you have a blessed day. And just remember that community is all about unity. And unity is achieved when you love each other, and you love each other with your whole hearts.
Yes, and amen. Have a blessed day. See you in the next video. Bye.
Bye guys. God bless.